Hey, CC. Well, we've made it. We're finally coming down to the end of what has been an eventful year to say the least. We're entering this Christmas season, and for a lot of us, this is an exciting time for one another. We get to hang out, so spend some time with family, enjoy some Christmas movies and Christmas songs. But for a lot of us, this time also induces a lot of stress. A lot of us are anxious and worried, making sure everything gets done, making sure we finish up our jobs for the year, making sure all the gifts get bought, and especially anxious about the fact that this year's probably going to look a little bit different for Christmas than most years. And a lot of times, when we're so worried and we're so in the heat of all this anxiousness and stress, we forget to take time to rest. And a lot of times, our rest becomes something that we say, "Oh, I'll find time to do that later," or "If I get time to rest, that would be awesome." But when we look at the life of Jesus, we see that rest isn't something that we put on the back burner and figure out time for. It's something we intentionally plan for. Specifically in chapter 1 of Mark, we see that Jesus has been healing people. He has cast out a demon, preaching in the synagogue, ministering to a city. And the next morning, listen to what he does. Mark 1:35 says, "Very early in the morning, when it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed." Jesus intentionally made time to spend with the Father and to rest. And for a lot of us this season, rest looks different. For some of us, we think that rest can be either just 1 or 2 extra hours of sleep or just not setting an alarm in the morning. Maybe you think it's a morning of movies or hanging out with the family, and those things can absolutely be restful. But what does it look like to rest in the Father during this Christmas season? To intentionally spend time to do things that we are passionate about that can glorify Him or connect us closer to Him. For some of us, that's spending some time in Scripture and praying. Maybe it's spending some time listening to some worship music. Maybe it's spending some time having intentional conversations, whether that be over the phone or in person. Whatever that looks like this season, I hope that you and I can both agree to make time and intentionally plan our days in this season to where rest not only becomes a byproduct of the season, but it becomes an actual part of our planned schedule. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your season.